Hi, I'm Ron. I am dually diagnosed, and I think bipolar and multiple personality disorder is ultimately what they diagnosed me with. My experience, it's a trip. I'm here in Portland, Oregon tonight, and it's strange for me to go and walk the streets here because I lived on the streets here for 6 years. Um, I recall the last year that I was out there on the streets that I was taken to the hospital 3 times by the police, of course, and I also was taken to detox 12 times in that year. So I guess what I wanted to share was my journey in finding recovery that I have today. I was living on the streets, and I don't qualify for health care, so I never could get adequate health care. Like if I would go to the hospital, they would see me until I was done with my what would I call it? My paranoid sessions, and then they would let me go. So ultimately, I ended up moving to Salem, where I was talking to a friend. I was really paranoid. I couldn't talk to people. I couldn't like sit in a group of people or talk to people, and I had problems in that group setting. Well, I found a place called the Recovery Outreach Community Center, who luckily, because a friend of my family actually works at that center, and I was introduced to peer support. So my journey in finding health care has been my biggest struggle. So the peer support has worked for me. I just now got health care. Over the last year and a half, I've tried to get health care through Oregon Health Plan Disability Services. I went through Voc Rehab in Oregon to get a diagnosis, but then they were able to give me a diagnosis but no follow-up care, so they referred me to Disability Services in Oregon, who sent me to another doctor who gave me a diagnosis, and then they told me that they couldn't give me the results of my diagnosis because it would be a detriment to my mental health. And they also couldn't provide me with any mental health help. So luckily, using the peer support center, I've been able to, go to groups, and when I'm having issues, I have somebody to talk to now. I think DDA was a big impact on my life because I was able to go to that group, and there were people sharing about the same things I was experiencing. I just got health care, and the way I got health care was in a program called TRIO at Chemeketa Community College, and they gave health care to 60 students. So I got a health care scholarship. I haven't actually used that to see any doctors yet. What I get to do now is I get to facilitate peer support groups and help others like me. And that's what's worked for me. I've never had to be medicated. First, I never had access to be medicated. And the peer support groups, things like RAP, Wellness Recovery, an action plan, and Smart Recovery. I get to facilitate a Smart Recovery group, and I do an art group on Friday nights. And staying involved in that peer support facility is what helps me maintain my day. I also like to attend things like the Oregon Consumer Advisory Council to see what's going on. I'd like to actually get on that committee. I know there's a position available in my area, and I would like to get on that committee so I'm able to share people like me. I think there's a gap out there for people like me. People don't know how to access peer support facilities, and they don't have access to health care or getting mental health help. So I outreach. I go out to find people that I think might be similar to me, and I say, look, I have this drop-in center here. Come check us out. And it works. And over the last 18 months, 19 months since I found the center, I've been able to help several people like me, and 4 that I can count specifically that are still really involved in my world. What I would like to really emphasize on is peer. I believe peer support works. I'd like to see more funding for peer support, and yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, so I enjoy it. It's been amazing in my life. It's helped me a lot.